Greetings everyone, it is me, Kacko.Jr, and welcome back to Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland. In the last part, we begun the game and started to seek what was causing all the nightmares in Dreamland. And of course, in this part, we're going to continue our adventure by trying ourselves some air grind. Kirby's air grind. Basically just... basically a minigame version of Kirby Air Ride, and by that I mean it's pretty rudimentary. Just hold A to speed up, and when you see stuff like that, you just need to jump over them. Perfect timing shall give you some judgments and such, and should let you get a bit of speed. The easier it is, the more rudimentary it is. These are more multiplayer based, and on top of that, most of these like there's only like one game that replaces the originals, and no, actually no, there is only one game that stays from the original, and even then it's been aesthetically changed. The others have been completely replaced. There's no crane game, there's no egg catching game, there's also no, then I'm sure there's a third one, I can't remember it. But I know that Quick Draw is the only one that stays. Anyways, let's go to level 4 of Ice Cream Island, and we're in the sky. In this area, we have Bronto Birds to deal with. Let's get rid of them. Actually, let's go into this room first. This room has a little secret. Exploring shall give you some 1-ups, and we're going to need those 1-ups. Sure, this game gives you a lot of them, but still, you're going to need them nonetheless. So let's get rid of these Bronto Birds. Over there was a hothead, and it had an ability that I wanted. Unfortunately, I ended up killing it. However, over here, it's a spark. I can't remember the name of this enemy, but he gives us the spark ability. Bzz, 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 bzz. Look at me. I'm making noises for item descriptions. This ability is pretty good when you're on the move. And speaking of abilities that I like, sadly, Spark is going to have to wait a bit. Stone ability. No one can hurt me. Look out below. And I like how Wallaby is just standing on top of a stone Kirby. Anyways, I think this is Mr. Tickety. I can't remember the name of this boss, but he is also one. He's also in a mid boss that holds a. Ability for us, and it's another Scream Nuke. Only this time, we use it 3 times. I'm not singing those, no thank you. This ability can only be used 3 times, and it gets stronger the more you use it. So, as simple as just saying, like, oh, I don't know. No. You're late! It's just, you just get rid of all the enemies on the screen. Only it gets more and more elaborate as you go on. See all these Scarfies? Well, I have an announcement to make for you all. Get away, you freaks! Profanity! I'm sorry. This is just stupid. But anyway, we have the introduction of the laser ability, and this one's probably one of the more useful ones in the game. With simple aiming, it's a pretty good ability to use for ranged combat, and given that how just one hit loses your ability, I'd say it's pretty good for what it is. It's one of my favorite for sure. You get it from these laser balls that once they lock in on you, they just fire a shot. A big shot, if you would. Actually, I don't think it would be a big shot. Like a big shot, if you will. It's more of just a regular shot. But it's just, you gotta take a good shot. It's one of the abilities that doesn't really appear anywhere aside from other abilities you get through different abilities. I'm gonna say abilities a lot. Ugh. And, yeah, that's what happened. That's what the laser balls look like when they're about to fire at you. And would you look at that? I got another 1-up. If you are very good with accumulating 1-ups in this game, you are not going to game over anytime soon. You just gotta not waste them all. Anyway, now that level 5 is open, let's enter it. This level has more dangerous placements of shotzos. Also, those umbrellas can even hurt you, as I showed right there. Those shotzos can be pretty mean, and some of them are in places where you know you're going to need to jump over them. Unfortunately, I jumped over and failed. So let's get that pet brew. That's what they're called, apparently. And go over here. Anyways, those are wheelies. And if we ended up swallowing all 3 of them at once, in this game in particular, you get the mix. A mix will have a roulette of abilities show up, and we get an ability that's just a couple screens before it. This is the high jump. Big jump, big tackle. Great description. I feel like these descriptions are much better in the original, like seriously. I know these abilities are pretty simple, but come on, you can be a little bit more clever with that, now can you? Anyways, we're actually supposed to get our first use of the high jump in the next room out after this one, but I say we should just go into another room to get those 1-ups. Those are flamers right there. Let's swallow one of them and just start tackling everything. Now, you can get these with the wheel ability. It's entirely possible. Because blocks like these can be broken by very strong hitting abilities, but don't try to get this next one with Wheel Kirby. Just do this. Sure, Wheel Kirby can go through those things, but those gaps are a little too wide for Wheel, so you gotta burn right through them. So, Anyways, if you swallow another enemy with an ability as well as your copy ability star, the game prioritizes the copy ability star. This is where we're supposed to get the jump, the high jump. This ability in particular did not make a reappearance until Kirby returned to Dreamland. And those bombers right there, yeah. Yeah, if you end up just in the area adjacent to it, let's just say you're still gonna get hit. And some enemies will just fly in on you from nowhere. We'll talk about that later. I'm getting so many 1-ups by timing my jumps correctly, but I'm not expecting that to last. Anyways, with that said, let's go fight the boss of the area, shall we? But first, the arena. This is where the arena name was established. However, it wouldn't be used for its normal usage until Kirby Superstar. And again, a lot of things that Kirby Superstar established, they wouldn't adopt until after Ultra. Why did it take so long to adopt the better Kirby design mentalities? I'll complain about that later. In this, it's just used for basically getting an ability from more rarer enemies and getting a health refill if you win. These enemies are pretty weak. These particular mini-bosses are the weakest versions of those mini-bosses. But of course, we have another boss to face. Greetings, folks. It is Future Giga here, and we are going to cover Paint Roller without an ability since I cheesed it when fighting him. Paint Roller is by now an obscure character, only getting cameo appearances, and let's just say their latest appearance has not been since 2006, as in Kirby Canvas Curse. And they are Paint Roller is very agile, and will doodle various objects, and the objects can indeed be spat back out at Paint Roller, but they can also be used as copy abilities. Like this one right there would have been the ball ability, and well, this one wouldn't have been an ability at all. And there we go. There's Paint Roller done fair and square. So I will have Future Giga take the helms from here. Anyways, back in a moment. So, this is Paint Roller, making his first appearance in Kirby's Adventure and in this game. And he would later make an appearance in Kirby Canvas Curse through bonus stages. His main point of attacking is through summoning these little these paintings that come to life. Something we'll see when we get to Kirby Dreamland 3 and Kirby 64. I'll probably record separate videos of me doing it without an ability. I'm just not a fan of playing the game without the ability. I'm an ability user. If I have an ability, I want to use it. Anyways, this is butter building. We're already on stage 3. This stage should introduce us to something that that you need for 100% and to unlock the extra game. And you'll see it rather shortly. Anyways, it's time to face this mini-boss again. Excuse me, you have no HP! Well, we got the mic again. Guess what we can do? Scream at profanities! I sinned! All over! Okay. I'm just shouting random things to try to make things a bit more entertaining. Anyways, what you saw up there was a big switch. Basically, you had to find hidden paths, and after playing this game so many times, I memorized those paths. You find a hidden path, you find the pathway towards it, and then you're in the room with the big switch. Upon hitting it, you unlock another thing in the hub world, and you get a health refill should you have low health by the time you reach it. So, of course, let's just end this level because we're, like, at the end, and just try to time our button presses right. So, yeah. There's another arena. We'll worry about that one later. But, of course, we have level 2. And level 2 is, well, interesting. Let's actually show off fire. Fire hot, so hot, too hot to touch. This just spews fire in front of you, meant to be more of a combat ability. And it just basically does the job right then and there. Fire is just basically used for that and that alone. So yeah, for you to use these abilities effectively in this game in particular, because of how Kirby's a bit of a sitting duck when using some of these abilities, it's best to start using them by anticipating when when you'll use it. So it's best to just just to spew out flames when you have an opening for it, because when you don't have that opening, well, you're just going to lose that ability. Anyways, the cutter. I didn't get to talk about this one. The cutter boomerang is coming right back at ya. I guess that's where they got the title for the Kirby anime in the West. I don't know why they had to think of a title like that. Is it because it has a lot of attitude? I don't know. Ow. I don't like when they do stuff like that in this game. So yeah. I kind of needed the more. So yeah. Needle. This area, we're going to need to have a little bit more fun with a certain ability. So, of course, we gotta fight Grand Willy again. Expect to fight certain mini-bosses multiple times and such. Because, sometimes you just need an ability for an area. And for this case, well, we need the wheel. So it's time to start taking off at the speed of Kirby. So, yeah. These abilities are made, like, these rooms are made with those abilities in mind. Now we have the ice ability. First I'll freeze them, then I'll kick them along. Brr. Enemies like those. Ugh, gotta be careful. If you're not quick enough, you can't get either of those things. You need to have an ability that's much quicker on the ground. Anyways, this is Bugsy. Ugh. I only have 1 HP, so, yeah. That's Bugsy. Let's show him off proper. Bugsy is infamous for being one of the more difficult mid-bosses in the game and such. As a result, because of how big he is, well, he's a lot easier to manage in the original Kirby's Adventure, but in this game, he's much bigger, so jumping over him is not exactly easy. Like, at least it's not easy to tell, because you can jump over him with a single jump. And, he likes to jump around, he likes to do charges like this, and most importantly, he likes to send out little bugs, so that way ability-less Kirby can actually hit him. This is the backdrop ability. This is where the suplex ability got its start. The backdrop ability is basically this. You tackle an enemy by running into it and by inputting a direction, or if you don't put one in, or if you don't input an ability or input a direction, you just toss an enemy forward. Like this, toss him downwards. This, immediately send them into the ground. Or like that. If it's in the air, you already send them downwards. And basically, this is basically the ability-less Kirby for those that don't like ability-less Kirby. Stuff like this. Basically, it's just Kirby taking projectiles, but using them in a more combat-focused sense. Oy. So now that we got that done, well, we got another level to take care of. Level 3. These worlds are going to get longer, as in, there's not going to be 4 or 5 levels, there's going to be a full 6 levels. And this level can be a really tricky sort. Anyways, let those Bronto birds fly. Same with those. And normally you're supposed to use that high jump to get up there. Hug this wall, because that Wallaby right there will get you. And there's 2 Wallabies in the original. Oh, that's a flamer. Was a flamer. I'm not kidding, that's what the enemy name is called. I'm not trying to offend those. I wish I was kidding with the name like that, because yeah, I think it's better if they name the enemy something else, but yeah. Also be careful around this area. There's spikes there. And if your ability star hits the spikes, well, that ability star goes bye-bye. Oh man. I know I'm going to be going to bed pretty soon after I'm done recording this. At least recording what I can right now. I am recording this pretty late at night. It's like 4 in the morning, almost 5. I need to get a better sleep schedule. But, just, the backdrop can be fun. But, my other favorite ability is throw. You'll see it when we get to it. But yeah, that's level 3. Let's move on to level 4. So I think this world... Actually, no, I don't think this level in this world has a secret switch. But there are secret switches everywhere. In fact, the secret switch's latest appearance is in Kirby Star Allies. Anyways, it's time for Meta Knight's goons to make a reappearance. Let's get this back, shall we? Basically, be absolutely careful because they're relentless sometimes. They're harder than they look. And, again, it's much more recommended that you take them down with just your... I didn't know I could do that! Discoveries, people. Basically, what you want to do is just grab them and then just immediately throw them. Yeah. And there's another one. And of course he's got the mace. Of course it had to be the one with the mace. Anyways, yeah! I want to make the identity jokes, but I'm not going to do that. Hey! Anyway, time to go up, and time to get ready to be shot by Shotzos or get hit by Gordos. Basically, you're meant to use the parasol here, but there's no harm in just ignoring the parasol here and such. I'm not exactly a parasol enthusiast. The parasol can be broken if you know how to use it, but because I'm not one to use the parasol correctly, well, yeah. I'm pretty sure there's Watts in the comments trying to correct me on certain things. I appreciate, if you are, I appreciate you watching my videos, man. We'll get to that later. We'll get to that thing later. Let us just grab this and just go straight to town. So yeah. Just go up here. And then just start checking enemies. Yep. So yeah, if you're pretty good getting across the levels without taking hits, well, you can basically beat these levels without taking too much damage or losing your ability in general. It's just you gotta be careful about where certain enemies are. And basically what I'm showing here is how the backdrop ability can be helpful. So you just want to basically back off when Bonkers fires, and the hammer. I'm gonna spoil nothing about this right now. I'm not spoiling anything about this right now. Pound them to the ground. Pound the pegs and break open new areas. This is the worst version of the hammer. Worse than the original. When Kirby is ready to swing the hammer, on the first frame, there is no hitbox. So if Kirby gets hit, even if the enemy's in an area where that hammer is about to swing, or just where the hammer is sitting in that area, Kirby will lose the ability. The enemy will not hit the head of that hammer. And the hammer speed is super slow. It's the slowest of all the hammers. I mean, it's not the slowest. There is the wild hammer, which is pretty unwieldy. Not more unwieldy than the Gingit sword. That's my least favorite version of the sword, no joke. But yeah, for beating Bonkers, you just get a free 1-up and a health refill, and that's about it. But this is my least favorite version of the hammer. You want a good version of the hammer? Kirby Superstar, Kirby's Return to Dreamland, Kirby Triple Deluxe, Kirby's Planet Robot, Kirby Star Allies, and of course, almost all the hammer upgrades in what's it? Kirby in the Forgotten Land. Try not to spoil too much about that game, because I still recommend people play it for themselves. The game is still fairly new at the time of this recording, and it's that game that made me start doing Kirby Let's Plays. I decided might as well start the Kirby retrospective while I can, because holy crap, that game is awesome. Just give that game a shot if you haven't already. Like, I think it's pretty good for its price tag. It might be fighting words for me to say, but I knew I was going to enjoy that game from the demo, and oh my goodness. But enough about talking about the latest Kirby game. We're talking about Kirby's more earlier adventures. So yeah. Certain enemy moving targets, of course. Just wait. Huh, or you can do that. Be careful of that shot's right there. Okay. There we go. Now all you need to do is just hang to the wall, and then you have another secret area. Yeah, just be quick there, because those walls will prevent you from going in, and there we go, another secret switch. My arms are a bit cramped. I need to rest. Be careful around here, because, yeah, those will fall on you. So, take that, Blade Knight. Also, this area. I think these blocks here are new. Let me show you the most useless Kirby ability ever! More useless than sleep. Light. Brighten those dark corners. Can only be used once. It's only used for these two rooms, and you don't need to use them if you know the rooms. This is what the light does. It just turns on the light. You know, Kirby, you could just do the same thing with a light switch. This ability only appears in the Kirby Adventure and the remake we're playing right now. Useless! Worst ability ever! Like, oh my gosh, can you get more situational than that? Like, if you want a better version of the light ability, light bulb mouth Kirby. There you go. Like, it doesn't get any more useless than the light ability. Just why? But yeah. Just gotta be careful around here. If you're not careful about the area you go into, you're just going to end up just screwing yourself out of, like, 1-ups or something. So yeah. I need the health refill, but yeah. But we are approaching the 25-minute mark, so I think it's a good time to at least let's actually beat the boss first before we go anywhere. Because we're already almost done with this world, so we might as well just complete it. This is Mr.Shine and Mr.Bright. No, this is not Sogolino in Lunala. And doing this without an ability, probably my least favorite boss. Greetings, folks, it's me, Gigalum from the future, and we're going to do this boss with no abilities because I cheesed it last time. I'm basically only going to do this for the next 3 bosses, including this one. This is Mr.Shine and Mr.Bright, another pair of characters that have not appeared in the series in recent memory. Like, it's actually been a long time since they've appeared. And, by the way, those stars actually give abilities. And I am not doing so well. Already, I am not spacing myself well. The only way to attack them is for them to fire a projectile of any kind. For example, Mr. Bright will fire these stars from the night sky. Mr. Shine, however, will use Solar Beam and try to attack Kirby, while Mr. Bright is trying to fend me off. I will say this right now, I apologize if I get one of their names wrong. So, it's so hard to hit Mr. Bright. I'm not kidding. Let's try round 2. Sogolio in Lunala. Actually, no. But anyway, so as I was trying to perform, this is what you want to do, is try to catch stars in mid-air, fire them at Mr. Bright, and quite literally, these 2 bosses, I think there's a reason why my friend doesn't like these 2. And I can see why. So yeah, I have to be careful of Mr. Bright firing Solar Beam at me. But now, or Mr. Shine rather. Now I have to be careful. Oh, that was the... Oh, I can still do this. Yes! Now Mr. Shine is gone. Mr. Shine is gone. However, they will still assist even when they're out of battle. But their tag team match is over! Congratulations! We've beaten Pokemon Sun and Moon. That's anticlimactic. But yeah, I will see you back with Past Me, and I will see you again with the 4th boss. So how about we do the outro, shall we? If you want to donate, there are a couple links in the description below. Any donation is appreciated. If you want to follow the series and subscribe for others like it, well, just hit subscribe, hit the bell, and you'll be on your way, but you don't have to if you don't want to. As we approach Grape Garden, I shall bid you adieu. Please take good care of yourself.